if you have a company website but it doesn't bring you any new customers, any leads, then you should watch this video. I'm Ben Ling and I'm going to talk about some digital marketing tips for your digital marketing strategy and your website. So two things that you need is traffic, but then you need to obviously convert that traffic into actual customers, into sales. So how do you get traffic? Well, I'll tell you a quick story from a meeting I had with a sales meeting, basically with a prospect customer that I'm due to send a proposal to. And what we looked at was the brand, the company hub website, the main website for their company. This was in the renewable energy space, and just from a glance over it, from 15 years almost of experience, a little glance showed me that this isn't the website I would drive traffic to, and I'll explain that later. But the two things that I focus on when I'm explaining and selling my services is really that, one, you need to get traffic to the website, but you need to get that traffic to a website that's ready to receive traffic, to convert that traffic. When I say traffic, I'm meaning people. Think of like a banner, and your website being that banner billboard on a motorway versus on a country road where no one drives down. So obviously you want it on the busy main motorway road, and you want to have your website or your billboard there. So imagine that as when you're doing research in your market to find where your customers are potentially searching on Google, online, that you want to make sure that your website's positioned in front of that traffic, in front of lots of people. And then once you've got the website bringing traffic, or we call that users, to the website, you now need to turn those users into, get them to take action, such as fill out a form, phone you, and those two things I measure as metrics, like leads, inquiries, phone calls. These are real important metrics that take them off the website and actually on the phone to a salesperson, someone who can make a sale for the company, or close a deal, or sell a product, or sell a service. So first you need to get traffic, then you need to get that traffic converted into a lead. And we just had a quick look through this guy's website. We talked about and ticked off that idea of why they need traffic and how I drive that traffic through Google and search engine optimization. And I do that with keyword research. Keywords are just search terms that potential customers search on Google to find products and services that you offer, and you want to make sure when they search that, it's your website up there at the top of Google when they search it, and they click on your website, and when they click on your website, they like what they see and they contact you in some way, shape or form, by giving you an email, a phone number, and their name and a little message. You don't need a lot more information than that, because then you can go and follow up on that lead. If you ask for too much, they don't convert. So that's what keyword research is for. It's really vital just to know, make sure that you're putting your website or your billboard on a busy road versus a country road where no one drives down. And that's what we ticked off. We ticked off what I do when I do research on words, and then we make sure basically the customer's website that we're working on, their website shows up for a bunch of different search terms for the products and services that people are searching for on Google based on real data. So we look at the data behind these searches, and we can see this search term, let's call it underfloor heating, then an area, gets searched 200 times a month. This other search term for repairs only gets searched 50 times a month. And then we look at all the data and we pick the top ones that we decide to rank that website for. and that's how we actually get traffic. We use Google Ads and search engine optimization, SEO. And then once we've done that, we've implemented that, and we've got traffic coming to their website, then we just need to test and make sure that the website is easy to convert for the customer to come to the website, and it's easy to find the company's phone number, it's easy to find the contact form, an email, so that they can get in contact with that company easily. And there's a thing on a website called Most Wanted Response, MWR, in digital marketing and internet marketing. And the most wanted response is what is the most wanted response that you want as a business owner for a customer who lands on your website? What action do you want them to take? And in my case, in most cases when I'm working with clients, we want them to fill out a contact form and give us their details and make that first initial contact, or make a first initial phone call and make that contact with the company. Because if someone just goes to a website, reads it, and then clicks back, goes to the next website and contacts your competitor, that's not any good. So you really need to convert. That's what I mean about converting. Actually getting them to take action, to motivate them, make it easy for them to take action. So we scanned over this client's website for an example, like going back to the story of this meeting, and what we looked at was it had their slogan, it had their logo, it had stuff about their company, but I kept on scrolling and scrolling through the mobile website we were all looking at, and I said, where's the phone number? I can't find the phone number. And kept on scrolling. Eventually we found the phone number right at the bottom of the website, scrolled for at least a minute to get to that, and then I had to zoom in to see if it was even a phone number. It was so tiny. So that's another tip, is make sure your phone number is large. Make sure your phone number is at the top of the website so they don't even have to scroll down before they find it, and make sure it's visible and you can actually see it. And then there was no contact buttons either. There was no obvious contact buttons. So I'll come back to that. The phone number, when we tapped on it on my mobile and tried to call, it was a different number linked up to when I clicked on it as to the one that I could see on the website. And it actually didn't work at all. We tried to call it and it was an engaged noise that we got. So this was astonishing to the business owner, that one, the phone number was very hard to find in the first place. Two, there was no buttons to go to a contact form. And three, when we actually clicked on the phone number, once we eventually found it, with lots of difficulty, it didn't ring. So it was no wonder they were struggling to get inquiries, leads and sales from their company website. So that's another little tip there, is just simply go to your company website now, right now, and just look at how much business you could be losing from all these sort of schoolboy errors, little mistakes that a lot of web developers, or if it's your first website for your company, a lot of people haven't got this background knowledge of sales, conversion, digital marketing that people like myself have, when they look at a website and know what actually works and what doesn't work. So make sure that you include all these little tips to your website. You get your web developer to do that after you've scanned through it yourself. The last one that will help you convert your traffic into sales is having buttons. Most wanted response again, buttons that take people to the contact form or the contact page with all the contact information. And make sure your phone numbers are large, your buttons are large and obvious. There's good contrast. Good contrast example is black text on white background, something dark on light, or light on dark. That's what contrast means. That's just good design and user friendliness. And make sure the button's in the center of the page, and it's every time they